Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday evening devotional. This is Mike McDaniel, the evangelist of the Central Church of Christ in Caruthersville, Missouri. Hoping you're having a good day. It's a rainy day today, dark and dreary, but I hope some sunshine is in your life today. I want to speak on maintaining a good name. David had a group of soldiers called his mighty men. They had made a name for themselves. In 2 Samuel 23, 20 and 22, Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done many acts. He slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of a pit in time of snow. And he slew an Egyptian, a goodly man, and the Egyptian had a spear in his hand. But he went down to him with a staff and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand and slew him with his own spear. These things did Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, and had the name among 3 mighty men. Because of Benaiah's actions, he had a great reputation as a top soldier in David's army. Solomon said, "A good name is rather to be chosen than good riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold." Proverbs 22:1. A good name is one of the most valuable things that we can have as human beings. As Christians, we must realize the importance of maintaining a good name. We need to major on character, on reputation, on a good name, and not on great wealth. Money can buy fame, but not a good name. And those who get rich through dishonest means choose riches than a good reputation. In this day and age, only a minority seem to place any great value on a great reputation, but a good name is a great value. Solomon also wrote, "A good name is better than precious ointment, in the day of death than the day of one's birth." Ecclesiastes 7:1. The precious ointment spoken of here is a liquid perfume that was very expensive and used on joyous occasions. Teenage girls today enjoy using the latest designer perfumes, and teenage boys may wear the latest designer colognes. Our physical impression on others is not important, or not, let me rephrase that. It's not unimportant, but it's certainly less important than our outward reputation or our inward character. The principle here is that an excellent reputation is more valuable than any pleasant smelling fragrance one might wear. Of course, our minds go back to Mary of Bethany, who once anointed our Lord with extremely expensive perfume. Mark 14:3, and being in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment of spikenard, very precious, and she brake the box and poured it on his head. Jesus said this concerning what she did: "She hath done what she could. She has come beforehand to anoint my body to the burying. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she hath done shall be spoken of for a memorial of her." Mark 14:8-9. Jesus told her that her name would be honored throughout the world, and it is. Her good name continues to leave behind a lovely fragrance, which has greatly outlasted the physical fragrance of the spikenard that she used that day. Every man has three names, says an ancient saying. One his father and mother gave him, one others call him, and one he acquires himself. A man's name represents all that he is and has been since he entered the world. And it will either remind those who know him of honesty and integrity or of dishonesty and sin. Thus, when a man loses a good name, he has lost something that money cannot replace. This is the reason why we spend so much time reminding our young people in the Lord's church to carefully guard their names. We instruct them to carefully guard their associates, because if they are the companions of those who do not have a good name, then their good reputations may suffer. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, "Be not deceived. Evil companionships corrupt good morals." Whether young or old, we must make sure that we carefully guard our good name. Please listen to what Brother Perry Hall, a faithful gospel preacher who lived in Texas, once wrote concerning his father. He said, "The world would not have considered my earthly father a brilliant man. He had no college degrees. In fact, he did not finish high school. In 1911, his junior year, he decided that a job was more important than graduating. Times have changed and education is far more important today, but the years did bring a good measure of wisdom to the man. In 1932, I would become his son on loan from God. He would see to implant some of his practical knowledge and wisdom in me." Mother and Dad were both very concerned that we children, 6 in all, would be raised in a Christian home. Mother led us into the New Testament faith from denominationalism. They were not perfect parents. We were not perfect children. But despite normal difficulties, financial and health problems, we sustained as a family. I believe that every child Forrest and Pettilee Hall brought into this world would arise to call them blessed. Mother worked so hard and sacrificed for her family, and Dad did his best to provide for us. What I treasure most as I look back over the years is the moral training they sought to instill in us. As the years went by and I began to date, I will always remember what Dad would say as I would leave the house. "Son, remember who you are." He sought to remind me that I was, first of all, a Christian, and second, that I was a Hall. And when he left this world, he left nothing of this world's goods to his children and very little to Mother, that they would both give us a good name and a hope of heaven. You know, it's sad today that few care about what others think of them. Self-centered individuals care little about the impact on others of what they do or say, as long as it is for their pleasure or profit. It ought to be the desire of not only elders, but all Christians, to meet the qualification of an elder that is given in 1 Timothy 3:7. Moreover, he must have a good report of them that are without, lest he fall into reproach and the snare of the devil. We've got to strive to guard our good name and that of others. In the Dallas Morning News, Coach Doc Haynes, former basketball coach at Southern Methodist University, once said, "What I always tell my basketball kids is that they represent the school and they represent the sport. If one of them should go into a beer joint in Fort Worth, for example, someone seeing him there would say, 'Why, I know him. He's an SMU basketball player.' And pretty soon the word's around that the SMU basketball team is hanging out in beer joints in Fort Worth." Well, as a Christian, you represent more than yourself. You represent Jesus Christ, Christianity itself, and your local congregation. Guard your reputation. Our influence for good is based upon our reputation, and our reputation is based upon the kind of lives that we live. Let us exercise every precaution necessary and exert every effort possible to protect and maintain our good name. After we die, wouldn't it be wonderful to have an influence like a sweet fragrance that continued to linger in the lives of those that we have known and loved? Never say, friends, I don't care what others think and say about me. Thanks so much for being with us today for our Wednesday evening devotional. We hope to see many of you this evening for our Bible class, where we're going to begin a great study of the book of Mark. We hope you'll come and be with us for that. Until next time, this is Mike McDaniel with the Central Church of Christ in Caruthersville, Missouri. Have a good day.